So, welcome to the final part of the Knights of the Frozen Throne review. We're going to start with Paladin. So, the first card is Righteous Protector, 1 mana 1/1 Taunt Divine Shield. So, in Arena, Argent Squire is really a good card. It's a strong card. It's like a 4 stars card, and this is better. This is even better than Argent Squire, and it's a Paladin class card and a common, so you are going to see a lot of this. This is a 4 stars card. It's really good. You can buff this and you can just drop it in turn 1. It's going to be alright. It's super strong and it's super simple, so there is no much to say, just it's a super good card. You're going to pick this in Arena. It's a 4 stars card. Then we have Dark Conviction, 2 mana spell, set a minion's attack and health to 3. So it's like the Keeper of Uldaman effect. Now that Keeper of Uldaman rotated out to wild, this is like sort of like a sheep removal that the Paladin has. It's strong, I think it's pretty good in control. You can just turn a big minion into a 3/3 and then hit it with your True Silver, or maybe you can buff a small minion. But if you buff a small minion, what would you buff? Ranger Protector, maybe, or Regent Squire. But it's a decent card. I think in Arena it's like a 3 stars card. Then we have Shieldblade Champion, 4 mana 3/2. Charge Lifesteal. So you want to go face with it and to get heal, but once again, health in Arena isn't really that important, and the stats aren't really that good. I mean, it's a cheap removal if you need to do 3 damage. Well, it isn't really cheap. It's a removal if you want to do 3, but it's overcosted. So I don't think this is going to be amazing in Arena. You might pick this over, worse cards, but to my opinion, it's just a 2 stars card in Arena. Although you can buff it, it's really good if you buff this with the Death Punisher. You get a 5/4 with charge for 4 mana, and that's really strong, but unlikely that's going to happen. Maybe you'll see a Paladin lifesteal Tamdic archetype, but I also don't see that happening. So 2 stars for Arena. Then we have Desperate Stand. Give a minion that rattle, return this to life with 1 health. So it's like Ancestral Spirit, but just you don't get the actual minion, just you get 1 health copy of that minion. Since you're playing Paladin, you have more, Divine Shields, and even Tyrion becomes super strong with this card. So any that rattle minion or any Divine Shield minion that get this is really good. But Ancestral Spirit isn't really good in Arena, so that's why I think this is not going to be good in Arena. It's more of a constructed card when you can get a lot of value from, a big minion like Tyrion or I don't know, anything else. So in Arena this is a 1 star card. Then we have Howling Commander, 3 mana 2/2. Battle Cry, draw a card, a Divine Shield card, a Divine Shield minion from your deck. So if you have a lot of Divine Shield minions in your deck, this just draws you a card. It's like a Novice Engineer, but it costs 3 mana, so it has +1/+1. That it's not really that good unless you have, Tyrion in your deck and you want to fit Tyrion. So if you draft Tyrion, you draft this, obviously. But that's a really niche scenario. So I think this is more of a constructed card. I say in Arena this is not too bad, but isn't really that good. It's like a 2 stars in Arena. And in Constructed you're probably going to see play. You're probably going to see this card in Control Paladin. Then we have Arrogant Crusher for mana 5/2. Dead Rebel, if it is your opponent's turn, summon a 2/2 ghoul. Isn't really that big of a reward, but if you summon the stat, it's like a 7/4 for 4 mana. That's the shadow, how it's called. Well, there's a shadow that costs 4 and has 7/4 and gives you a spell to your deck that when you draw it you get damage by 5, I think, or by 7, I don't remember. I don't see this card is really good. I mean, the stats aren't that bad, and if your opponent just killed, you will get a 2/2. That's not really that good of a reward. So I think this card is like 1 star in Arena. You can get so much better 4 drops for Paladin. In Constructed, I can't see this really being played either. So we're probably not going to see too much from Arrogant Crusher. Then we have Light Sorrow for mana weapon, 1 attack for durability. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain +1 attack. So if you want this to be good, at least you want to lose 2 Divine Shields. Maybe 1 is enough, but I think you have to lose 2 for it to be good. And 1 is easy in Constructed, you just play it the same turn that you're going to attack with a Divine Shield minion. But get 2 is a little bit harder. I think this could see playing in Constructed as a one-off, but in Arena you can't use this consistently. I say it's 0 stars in Arena. Then we have Blackguard, 6 mana, 3/9. Whenever your hero is healed, deal that much damage to a random minion. This is a really good card because its stats are really good. If you take, for example, Boulder Fist Ogre, it's a 6 mana, 6/7. So if you change, 2 of those attacks to its health, it's become a 4/9. And this is a 3/9, but it has an ability that's really good. If you use your True Silver to attack, you're going to heal by 2, and those 2 damage is going to be dealt to a random enemy minion. That's really good. That is for minions, it's not going to hit face. And how I understand this, if you attack with True Silver, you get heal first, and then this attacks. And if kills the minion you were attacking with the True Silver, it cancels the attack, and you can attack again. So that's a very funny interaction. I think this is pretty good. This in Arena is a 5-star card, but how it costs 6, so 6 is a really awkward cost. You can't draft too many 6 cards in Arena. You'll draft this, but it's an epic too, so you won't see too many. But it's a really good card in Arena. It's a 5 stars card in Arena. Then we have Bolbar Fireblood, 5 mana, 1/7, Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain +2 attack. So when he loses his home Divine Shield, it's going to become a 3/7. And if you can manage to have another Divine Shield, it becomes a 5/7, and that's really good for 5 mana. So I think this is going to a specific Divine Shield kind of archetype deck, or just your typical control Paladin deck. It's stronger in wild, I guess, because you have shielded minibots and stuff. It's also very good with Righteous Protector. I think you will see playing constructed, but in arena you can't get the effect to efficiently be, you know, consistent. So I think in arena this is not a really good card. At least it's a 5 mana 3/7, which isn't that bad. I think it's a 3 stars card in arena. Then we have Uther of the Ebony Blade, the hero card. So battle gets 9 mana, gives you 5 armor as all the hero cards. Battlecry keep a 5/3 lifesteal weapon. So a 5/3 lifesteal weapon is really good in arena because you remove things basically for free. You don't lose health, or you might even heal yourself more than the damage you're taking. And your hero power becomes, instead of summoning 1/1s, you summon 2/2s, and once you summon 4 of those 2/2s that are Death Riders, how are they called? They're called Horsemen. So yeah. If you summon the 4 Horsemen, you win the game. Basically, you destroy the enemy's hero. That's not really that important, because if you manage in the late game to have 4 of your Silverhand recruits survive, you're basically just winning the game, and you're going to win either way. But the weapon is really good. You're going to get a lot of value out of it. I think this is a really good card in arena and constructed. In arena it's a 5 stars. Yeah, sure. Now Mage. So the first card is Wrath of Sindragosa. Deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion and freeze it for 1 mana. So in arena, in the early stages, when you know the opponent just have 1 minion, it's really good. If you, let's say in turn 3, you can play a 2-drop and play this and kill his 2 drops, it's really good. And in the late game, when he only has just 1 big minion and you can freeze it, it's also really good. It's in the middle of the game where this card doesn't shine too much, because your opponent might have too much minions and you don't really want to hit, you know, a small minion that just has 1 health or anything. But overall, this is a pretty good card in arena. I say this 4 stars card in arena is really good. Then we have a Frozen Clone, 3 mana secret, 3 mana secret. After your opponent plays a minion, add 2 copies of it to your hand. So the thing about this secret is that people is going to play around the secret as they play around Mirror Entity. They're going to play their worst minion, you know. But the good thing is that you get the battle cry of that minion. Let's say if they play a Babbling Book, you are going to get Babbling Books. So that's good. Or any discover card, like, you know, Cabal Courier and stuff like that. That's good. And obviously, if you get a big legendary minion, I don't know, like Tyrion, something like that, it's also pretty good. So I don't know, I think people is going to play around this like they play around Mirror Entity. So often it's going to give you just bad minions, but you're at least going to get those battle cries. It's like a 3 mana draw 2, but those 2 cards not going to be the better cards. So I think it's just 2 stars card. Maybe 1, let's say just 2 stars card. Yes, and also it's going to maybe he's going to be playing Sacred Mage or another control mage. Then we have Call Rate, 3 mana, 3/4, so stats alone are pretty good. Battle Cry, if an enemy is frozen, draw a card. So that's more of a late game, I think, because you realistically are not going to have any enemy frozen at turn 3. But if you play this as a 3/4 and turn 3 is already good. So this is a 5-star card in Arena. Maybe it can be played in Freeze Mage or Quest Mage because of the draw. It's a really good card. I think you'll see this in Constructed Engine. For sure you're going to see this in Arena. Then we have Ice Walker, 2 mana, 1/3. Your hero power also freezes the target. Elemental also. So stats are poor, but the ability is really good. To freeze in Arena is really powerful. If you play this at turn 2, it might get just killed by your opponent 2-drop, so it's not really that good. But if you play this in the late game when you can hero power also, and maybe permafrost their biggest minion, it's good. I think it's 3 stars in Arena. We have Doomed Apprentice, 3 mana, 3/2. Your opponent's spells cost 1 more. So this is pretty bad in Arena because the stats are really poor and your opponent's spells costing 1 more doesn't really affect that much, because in Arena you don't have too many spells. It's more of a constructed card like a Lothep, and you will play this in Constructed the same way you play Lothep. Let's say your opponent is a mage and it's going into turn 7. You play this and now he can cast Flame Strike unless he killed this first with a minion, or I don't know. Yes, with a minion, because if he uses a spell he can't use Flame Strike. So I don't think this is too good in Arena. Is bad. I think it's 1 star in Arena, and in Constructed I think it's a bad card also. But yeah, it's a really bad card. I don't think we're going to see too much Doomed Apprentice. Then we have Ghastly Conjurer, 4 mana, 2/6. Those are okay stats. Battle Cry, add a mirror image spell to your hand. So it's like a 5 mana, 2/10 with some taunt, some don't. Having the spell is really useful. Maybe you use this in Quest Mage, or in Wild and Tempo Mage. In Arena, it's not a bad card. I think it's like 4 stars card in Arena. It's really useful to have that extra card advantage. And we have Simulacrum. Copy the lowest cost minion in your hand. So you just copy a set and play it, or it keeps in your hand. I'm not sure how this works. It may work in Quest Mage if you copy the Apprentice, or maybe you can copy giants that are in a low cost. But overall it seems too weird if it doesn't just play the minion and keep it in your hand. Not really that good. And Arena is really bad. In Arena is 0 stars, but in Constructed I don't think that is going to be played. Well, maybe, we'll see. Maybe with Arcane Giant or Sorcerer's Apprentice in Quest Mage, but I don't know, seems weird. In Arena you don't pick this, it's a 0 stars. Then we have Glacial Mysteries, 8 mana spell, put 1 of each secret from your deck into the battlefield. So are not copies, are the actual secrets. So you have to have a lot of secrets in your deck to cast this at turn 8. and get some value because you want to get the 5 secrets, obviously. Even if you get 3, it's a little value, but the idea is to get the 5, right? So you have to build a deck with a lot of secrets. So you in turn 8 you cast this, and you get, you know, a nice Christmas tree. I think it's too slow. You're not going to get the value that you want because in turn 8 you have drawn. You can draw, you know, the secrets, and you might just have, you know, like 3 secrets or 4, maybe less. We'll see, but not too. Doesn't look too good. And in Arena, this is a 0-star card too because you can't consistently draft too many secrets, and if you do, your deck is going to be bad. You're going to lose before getting to turn 8. So don't pick this in Arena. It's a 0-star. Then we have Sindragosa, 8 mana 8/8 dragon. Battlecry, summon 2/0 frozen champions. 0/1 frozen champions. So it's a dragon 8/8, really good, and it also gives you these tokens. Oh, I saw the tokens over here. Yeah, this one. So the random legendary minion to your hand. That's a lot of value. In Arena, it's really good, just because Sindragosa's body is super strong. It's an 8/8, and then you can just ping your frozen champions. Maybe in constructed you can do something funny like Argos or some cleric or some fire protector. But yeah, it's a really good card. In Arena it's a 5 stars, and in constructed maybe it's going to see play. I don't know. It seems a little too slow. It has a lot of value though. It's a really fun card, and in Arena it's a 5 star. You pick this in Arena. Then we have Frost Lich, Jaina, Battlecry, summon a 3/6 water elemental. Your elementals have lifesteal this game, and change your hero power to something like if you kill with your hero power summons a water elemental. Where is it? Lay? EA. I see touch. Deal 1 damage if the skills summon a water elemental. So as a mage you have a lot of spells that deal damage, and you can kinda set up to their enemy minions to have you know, 1 health, and you can do this in Arena, not so consistently, but in constructed you can. And the first water elemental that you summon is going to heal you for about 6 health, and you have 5 for the, you know, playing the card. So I think that you have a lot of chances of keeping alive and not dying, you know, in the spot when you cast this. I think it's good in constructed, and in Arena I do believe that it's also really good. It's like a 4 stars card in Arena. And now let's go with Hunter. First card is Play Dead. 1 mana spell, trigger a friendly minions that rattle. It's cheap, but what do you want to trigger? You want to trigger your Savannah Hymen, and maybe an egg. Yeah, sure. It seems more like a constructor card though. In Arena you can't consistently draft too many dead rattles, but if you have a lot of them, or at least like 3 good dead rattles, you should draft this maybe. But overall it's a better constructed card. In Arena I'll give it like a 2 stars if you have like good dead rattles that you want to trigger. Then we have Stitched Tracker. 3 mana 2/2, Battlecry, discover a copy of a minion in your deck. So this is good. It's like a Cabal Courier, and you drafted your deck, so you probably pick the best card, and you'll pick the minion that fits more to your necessity. I think it's good. It's better than the Paladin one because the Paladin is Divine Shield and you can just you want to just get Tyrion or maybe Argent Commander, but you have to have those cards in your deck. This is any card that you have in your deck and you don't draw it, you get a copy. So it's better, it's like a 4-star. But in Arena Shaman, I mean Hunter just want to go face, and this doesn't look like a aggro card. Still, in the late game, it's going to be good. It's like a 4-star card in Arena. Then we have Beard Shark, 3 mana for 3. Beast can be touched by spell or hero powers. That's really good. In Arena it's a really powerful effect, and the stats are okay. It would be better if it was 3-4, but this is okay. It's a 4-star card, you're going to pick this every time. It's really good for Hunter, and it can be removed unless they trade. It's good. Then we have Venom Strike Trap. It's a secret, 2 mana secret. When one of your minions is attacked, 2 mana 2/3 Poisonous Cobra. So your opponent is always going to trade against you. If you're a hunter, you're going to face. He has to kill your minions, and you're going to get this Cobra. So is the Cobra relevant that is poisonous? Maybe sometimes, but if don't, it's just a 2 mana 2/3 that is alright. It's good stats for a minion, also a beast. So I think this is a good card. It's like a 4-star card too. It might see play in Constructed Do and some kind of secret hunter. It's good. Then we have Exploding Bloodbath. Exploding Bloodbath. 4 mana 2/1. The rattle deals damage to all enemy minions. So that's a really strong board clear effect, because they have to kill this, or you just trade this, and if you trade, this deals 4 and 2 to everything, so it's better than a swipe. It's a really strong card, and I think you're going to pick this almost always in Arena. It's like a 4-star card in Arena. I think Hunter might be a super strong class in Arena after seeing this card. It's really good, and in Constructed it might see play too, you know. Hunters don't really have board clears, and you can also trigger that rattle with play that. So yeah, super good card in Constructed and Arena. And then we have Corpse Widow, 5 mana for 6. That's our okay stats. Your Death Rattle cards cost 2 less, so that Rattle Hunter deck looking pretty strong. But in Arena it's also a strong card. If you manage to get 1 card discount by this, already get the value. So yeah, it's like a 4-star card also. The only thing that is these cards aren't aggro, you can go face really with these cards, so they're more like a control hunter, and that's not what Hunter does in Arena. But they're still super strong cards, 4 stars. You have Toxic Arrow, 2 mana spell, deals damage to a minion. If it survives, give it poisonous. So it's a 2-star, 2 mana to kill a 2 health minion of your opponent, or if you have a minion that has at least 3 health or Divine Shield or something among these lines, and you can cast this, give it poisons, and kill a bigger minion. It's pretty versatile, it's pretty flexible, and that alone makes it a good card because both effects are really good. Well, are not really good, but are decent. I think in Arena this is like a 3 stars, and in Constructed, I don't know, I think there are better options for Hunt. Then we have Abominable Bowman, 7 mana 6/7. Not bad stats, that's actually quite strong. But rather summon a random friendly beast that died this game. So in arena you are going to have a lot of small beasts. So this often is going to summon just like a 2/2, a 2/3, a 1/1, a 1/2, a 2/1. Sometimes it's going to summon your Savannah Jaime maybe, but it's more of a constructed card. In arena is really strong though. Those stats are really good. It's like a 4 stars in arena. It's really good. Then we have Professor Pottersight, 4 mana 5/4. Those stats are alright. After you play a secret, put a random hunter secret into the battlefield. So the stats are good. 4 mana 5/4 are good stats. And also gets an upside if you play a secret. Maybe next turn or at the same turn you play this in turn 6, you're going to get value. So it's a pretty good card. I'd say this is a 5 stars card in arena for Hunter. Really good. And maybe in constructed you're going to see a secret Hunter again. Then we have the hero card, that's Stalker Rexa, 6 mana, battlecry, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions and give you 5 armor. So deal 2 damage to all enemy minions like a consecration, except that you don't do damage to face, and you get 5 armor. That's cost like 1 mana, so that alone is like, I don't know, like 5 mana. And you change your hero power to Build the Beast, I think it's called. Build the Beast. Hero power craft a custom sun beast. I'm pretty sure you know how the sun beast thing works. You get one part that is like a vanilla card or just vanilla keywords like Divine Shield, or Wind Fury, Taunt, that kind of keywords. And the other part is going to be a text beast, it has a text, like for example Exploring Barfat. And then you summon the cost, you add the cost of mana, and you add the attack value and the health value, and that's your sun beast. It's a really strong card. So you want to play this in turn 6 to clear the board, and then in turn 7 you want to craft a sun beast that costs 5 mana to play it, in that moment, and then next turn you want to use a hero power and craft a 6 mana, and then a 7 mana, and then an 8 mana. And 8 is like your limit, because if you get a bigger sun beast, you can't play it at the same turn. So I think this is really strong in arena. It's like a 5 stars card, just because you're going to clear the board, and then you're going to every turn summon a ridiculous minion. It's really strong for Hunter. It's a 5 stars. And finally we have Druid. First card is Nash, 3 mana, give your hero 3 attack this turn and gain 3 armor. So it's like Bash, but worse, because you're going to attack and you're going to lose the armor that you gain. Still quite strong though. I think it's 3 stars in arena, and I don't think it's going to be see play in constructed. Then we have Cryptlord, or Cryptlord. Is 3 mana 1/6 taunt. After you summon a minion, gain 1 health. So it's really good against aggro. In arena it has really good stats. It's 7 stats for 3 mana. Well, it's decent, and you can get it bigger, But yeah, I think it's a really good card in arena. And constructed, if aggro is too strong, you're going to see this. I say this is a 4 stars card. Then we have Whip, 5 mana spell, summon 2 1/2 poisonous spiders. So It's like a assassinate, just it takes a ton more to activate, because your opponent is going to kill at least one of your spiders. Maybe he's going to kill two, but he's going to use some removal for doing that. And if just one of your spiders survive, you can kill any minion, you know. So it's like sort of like assassinate that has a bigger roof, but it's more risky. You might get nothing. Still is bad, I think. In arena is not so bad. It's like a 3 stars, but in constructed, I don't see this is going to be played. Then we have Druid of the Swarm. Choose one, transform into a 1/2 poisonous or a 1/5 taunt. So it's a pretty flexible card. If you're in the early game against aggro, you want to have that 1/5 taunt, and if the late game, you want to have the spider to make your opponent, you know, remove it or just lose a big minion. It's really good. I think it's good in arena too. It's like a 5 stars card, I think, in arena, and constructed it might see play too. It's really good. And then we have Strong Shell Scavenger. 4 mana 2/3 Battlecry, give your taunt minions +2/+2. So this is sort of a constructed card, you know, with the legendary that we're going to see later. In arena, it's too hard to get the value out of this, although you just have to buff 1 minion to get the value. If you buff 2, it's already really good. You can combo it with Spreading Plague, but it's more of a constructed card. In arena it's not so good. It's like a 2 stars in arena. Then we have a Spreading Plague, 5 mana spell, summon a 1/5 Scarab with taunt. If your opponent has more minions, cast. I guess that means it has more minions than you. Cast this again. So if you have 0 minions and he has, you know, like 4 minions, you're going to get 4 Scarabs. I think it's really good. And then you play, you know, with Strong Shell Scavenger and give it +2/+2. It's really good in constructed. I mean, arena is also strong. If you're losing, this can save you. If you're winning, this does nothing, but still you're going to pick it. I think it's 4. I say 3 stars in arena. And in constructed, it's going to be a crazy deck with this, and this. And Sot, and yeah, I don't know who else, a lot of stuff. Then we have Fate Spinner, 5 mana 5/3. Choose a rattle secretly. Deal 3 damage to all minions or give them +2/+2. So this is one of the. It's like a board clear for Druid. I think it's really good. If you're winning, you're going to pick +2/+2. If you're losing, you're going to pick deal 3 damage. It's pretty flexible. I think the being low health is better because you want it to die. I wonder why it's not a beast. It looks like a bug, like a mantis. I think it's really good. I give it 5 stars in arena. And then we have Ultimate Infestation, 10 mana spell, deal 5 damage, draw 5 cards, gain 5 armor, and summon a 5/5 ghoul. It's insane. It's insane. This card is insane in arena, it's insane in constructed. Well, in constructed not that much, but in arena it's super strong, you know. Drawing 5 cards, killing a minion and getting a 5/5. The armor is not that important, but it's nice, I guess. It's a 5 stars in arena, it's really good. And in constructed, you want to ramp into this and then draw all those cards, kill a minion, summon a minion, gain survivability. It's really good. It's a super powerful card. 5 stars in arena. Then we have Malfurion, the Pestilent, 7 mana hero card. Choose one. Summon 2 poisonous spider or 2 scarabs with taunt. The spiders are 1/2 spiders and the scarabs are 1/5 with taunt. pretty sure. If you have Fendral in play, you summon the 4 minions, 2 spiders and 2 scarabs, and your hero power changes to gain +2 attack or +3 armor, which I think is really good. If you're losing, if you're about to die, you're going to get armor. If not, if you're in a winning position, you are going to get 3 attack and remove anything or do damage to face. It's good. The scarabs are also like 10 health extra. I think it's really good. It's like a 4 stars in arena, and in constructed I think it's going to see play, in a ramp druid. You're going to ramp into this and then into this. It's super strong. Then we have Hadronox, the Rabble summon your Taunt minions that died this game. So this is super strong and an assault kind of deck with Sludge Belchers and maybe Deadlords and other strong taunts. Like, I don't know, it's super strong, but it's super slow too. Although with all this, this card and this, well, not this, but this card and this, you can do pretty good against aggro, not to die, in too quick. And then in the late game you drop this and you get a lot of taunt minions, and then you drop your Nasat and remove this and again get a lot of taunt. It's insane. It's a super strong combo. It's really slow though, but I think this is going to be a deck like a taunt druid. In arena this card alone isn't really that good because it costs 9, has poor stats, and you can draft too many times consistently, to get this value. But if you have a lot of taunts, even you get offered this, you're going to pick it. I think it's at 3 stars in arena, and that should be all. I'm very excited about making a wild deck with this, and a lot of weird decks, secret. Well, let's say you could do a ramp druid and a taunt druid, and you will do a secret hunter and a dead rattle hunt. I think quest mage is getting a lot of love, and freeze mage. And then you have some sort of divine shield, paladin and control paladin also being strong. For priest, I think you're going to have some sort of resurrect, and with Bran and this card, but it's going to be a wild deck. I think it's going to be strong, and then your classical control priest deck. Also tempo priest, I think is going to be possible with this and well, at least with this and the happy glow. Then Rogue is going to have a combo deck, pretty sure. And constructed in wild, I mean, you might have like a sort of deck that gets a lot of coins and then transform those coins in this, and then a discount with the peddler. Sounds fun. Maybe you will have the combo with the wild pyro. I think maybe we're going to see some sort of freeze shaman, but I think we're going to see like a overload shaman, at least in wild. And then we have warlock. We'll see if this card lock works. Maybe we'll have a demon lock. This card is insane, it's super good, super strong for a controlled kind of warlock. And then we have the warrior that damage his stuff, like Whirlwind Warrior or something. Sounds funny. You can add patrons. It's good. It's sort of like a patron deck. Maybe it's going to be like a tempo deck. It seems fun. And that should be all. I'm very thankful if you watch check the video. Please leave some feedback so I can get better and not get discouraged. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time.